Hey guys, it's Kat here, and I wanted to share some thoughts that I've been having about money and the conversations about money that I'm seeing in a lot of entrepreneurial groups. And I guess it's the same stuff that circles around, and there's always so many different opinions around out there about online business and business in general and life and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And I want to share my opinion for those who want to listen to it, which obviously is not going to be everyone. But look, here's the thing. I'll be flat out honest with you. I have always had a big dream of making a lot of money. Since an early age, I've always just known I'm going to make a lot of money. But it's also been, I've always known I'm going to make a big difference in the world. I've always seen myself as a leader, a game changer, which I know is a cliche, but truly just as a leader. And, even as a young kid, like to boss everybody around, tell them what to do and create clubs and charge people to be in the clubs and that sort of thing. I'm sure lots of people can relate. But I just had this certainty that I'm going to do something big and something powerful and something amazing with my life. And I just, for as long as I can remember, always just felt like, God, I just want people to know that you can have whatever you want. You can create your life on your terms. You don't have to conform. You don't have to fit in. You don't have to follow the normal path. And you are important, and you're here for a reason, and you have a purpose to share. And my purpose has always been to express myself through my words primarily. I'm a born writer. I've always been a writer at heart more than anything else that I am, even more than a wife and a mother, to be quite honest with you. Sorry, I just shook the camera. And a speaker as well. I love to speak also, but writing is the essence of who I am. And I truly just felt I'm going to do something big as a leader through my writing and my speaking. And I used to read Tony Robbins when I was really young and all of this stuff. And part of the dream was certainly like massive success in terms of money. And yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30 and all that. And live in a mansion with my perfect 2 kids. Anyway, I was broke at 30. I wasn't a millionaire. But I have hit $1 million in my business very recently. I've been making good money in my online business for several years now. When I started out, I made no money and I did a lot of hours and I didn't know what I was doing. And then I kind of accidentally just started making great money back in 2011, and I'd been online since 2007. Anyway, I will get to the point. I made money pretty easily. I mean, to be honest, I always have. I'm a natural born salesperson as well, and I just love to create stuff and sell stuff and share stuff with the world. And I've done that since I was a child, like many people here with their, childhood entrepreneurial things. But at some point in my business, I decided to learn about online marketing. And so I did that, and it wasn't really aligned, and kind of was, trying to be somebody who I wasn't and package and position myself up as a business coach. And I know we've all been through times in our business of worrying about what people think and trying to present ourselves in a certain way. And so I fell into that pattern for a while, and I did make some money, but I didn't enjoy it, even though people got results and they were saying thank you and all of that sort of thing. But I felt like it was quite forced and quite uphill. And at the start of 2014, I mean, I was one of those stories, 100 grand in debt, and just had like literally broken my whole business. I'd had a business that was making multiple 6 figures, but I'd managed to get to a point where I was nearly going to go bankrupt. And I think that these stories, they seem to form the foundation of our success. I know I wrote a blog post the other day, my failures, all of the things that I've failed at, and I've failed at so much more than what I've succeeded at. And my failures are the bedrock of my success. They've formed me into who I am, and you learn so much from it. And, the biggest thing I learned was tenacity. But beyond that, even the biggest thing I learned was that if you have a dream that matters to you deeply, then you pick yourself up and you keep going until you get there. And I knew that I've got something important that I want to share with the world. And I knew that those who want to hear it need to hear it from me in my way. That's obviously what alignment is, and a business on your terms. But through it all, of course, but for me, of course, one of my goals was to continue striving for the moldy 6 figures again, and to get back up to there, and then to get to 7 and to get beyond. It's funny, I've never really seen those money goals as like, this is the figure I must make or something. It's almost been more like, well, of course I will make that much money. Why wouldn't I? Because it's possible. So why the hell wouldn't I? Because ultimately I can, and it doesn't hurt other people for me to make a lot of money. In fact, the way that I go about doing that is by giving insane amounts of value. And certainly I've had my share of things that I've done over the years that I didn't love doing and that were not as aligned. And now I do pretty much everything just from the heart and throw it out there, and actually make more money way more easily that way. And I realize that's a cliche, but it's, cliches are often cliches because they're true, right? So the point of my post here is that if you are somebody who dreams really big, and part of that dream is to make a hell of a lot of money as well as a hell of a difference, and at your core that you have something important to share with the world, but that part of your dream is millions. To have nice things, to be able to stay in nice places, to be able to give money. And oh God, you know, one of my biggest dreams forever is to be able to, like, you know, take my whole extended family on amazing trips and just give back in amazing ways. But I also want to have like a shit hot house on the beach and a hot car. And right now we're traveling the world location free for a year or two. And it's just like, that's what I set out to do in 2007 when I started online. And that dream is true because of the business I've created, because of the fact that I picked myself up, I kept going, because of the fact that I kept saying, yes, I'm going to make that $1 million. I mean, I actually left on the location free trip when we were still sort of half broke. And the real money breakthroughs and flow and the, you know, the extended alignment actually came after that. But the more that I step into just being honest about what I want with myself, obviously first and foremost, but also in terms of what I put out there into the world, actually the more money flows and the more it flows easily. And so I know you see these stories from time to time of, you know, make this amount of money and this amount of hours per week. And I guess it's a marketing catch cry and so on. But a lot of this stuff is also true. I mean, I'm really privileged to know so many incredible, successful 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, and successful entrepreneurs at all varied incomes, you know, just starting out and way down the track and whatever. And all of the people I know who are at that level financially have pretty much gone through some kind of hell to get there. I mean, there are varied levels of hell, obviously, but everyone has their stories. And, you know, I like to share my story because I feel it's important for me to share my story, and also because I know that people relate to it. And sometimes people think that, well, if, you know, if such and such a person is successful and making money, then they don't understand, or they haven't gone through what I've gone through. And, you know, I've learned from early on in my business, even back when my business was weight loss and I was really in shape and I was a fitness model, but I had a history of bulimia and a history of incredible sabotage. And I just learned to be honest about that history because people needed to hear it and not see me as perky fitness trainer in little red shorts, right? Which was what my image was, I guess. So I learned to tell the truth, and I continue to tell the truth. And at the same time, I continue to talk about the big dreams. You can make 6 figures on your terms. You can make multiple 6 figures on your terms. You can make 7 or even hell moldy 7. One of my clients was like I talk about wanting to make millions. She's like, I'm going to make 100 million. I'm like, maybe you should take over this retreat here, right? So my point is, if you want a big dream, if you have a big dream, whatever your big dream is, it's okay. Now, I'm specifically creating this video for those who are like me, who dream like insanely bigger than big, including the money dreams. Of course, you know, so many other dreams, which I'm not really touching on right now. I'm specifically trying to talk about the money side of things. I'm not making this video to try and convince anyone to my way of thinking. I'm not here to try and make everybody like me or something like that. I know that's actually definitely not going to happen, and that's totally fine. In fact, it would kind of freak me out if I thought I was appealing to the general public. But I feel like I just want to say this to those who feel that they should hide their light in some way to do with what their true goals and dreams are. Whatever your big dream is, whatever the big dream is for you, whether your big dream is bigger than somebody else's in terms of numbers or whatever, or whether it's you feel it's modest but it's a big deal to you and it scares you and you're afraid to take action on it, and you're afraid sometimes to put it out there into the world because of what people will say, you are allowed to dream your dream. I don't care if your dream is to go and live in a cave in the back of Bendigo in Victoria, Melbourne, where I'm from, or if it's to sit here like I'm right now in a 5-star hotel in London because I just ran an incredible event. My family, my husband, my kids are over in Spain because we're living in this cool loft in Barcelona. I mean, yeah, I'm going to brag, I guess, if you want to call it brag, about the stuff that I do in my life. But I'm also going to share the hardship and share the stories. And this is not about me. I'm speaking, well, without being invited to, but just inviting myself to, on behalf of all of the women out there who talk about you can make 6 figures, you can make multiple 6 figures, you can make 7 figures, you can do it what you love, and I can show you how. And those women are acting from the heart as best as they know how. They're fighting for the same stuff we all are, for freedom, for choice, for living a life on your terms, and for inspiring others to do the same. And everyone's on their own pathway, and for all of us, there's parts of our pathways where we look back and go, oh, I wouldn't do it that way next time around. But we're always doing the best that we know now. And I just want you to really know whatever you dream is okay. If it's a money dream, cool. If it's a different dream, cool. But whatever your big dream is big for you. And any big dream is scary and nerve-wracking and also exciting. But can be really scary to put your big dreams out there into the world. Even if you've had the breakthrough and the courage to be honest with yourself about what you really want and not to feel bad about your dreams, right? You should never feel bad about something that's put on your heart. If your goal is to make $100 million or $1 million or $100, don't feel bad about your money goals. Don't feel bad about your dreams, whatever your dream. If you could care less about money and you want no money and you want to live on 2-minute noodles for the rest of your life and serve the world for free, great, if that's your dream. But if your dream is to make 6 figures, 7 figures, to do it the way that you figure out how to do it, that works for you and that feels good for you, and then to share your success with the world, and to also share the hardship that you went through or whatever your story is that you went through, and to give people a chance to resonate with you, then do it. The right people will resonate. The wrong ones, doesn't matter. You know, we're not here to try and make everybody like us. And we know that, obviously, we all know that, but it can, you know, it can be really natural to obviously get caught up in, oh, I shouldn't say that then because people are going to tell me it shouldn't be all about money or it shouldn't be about this. Or if I say that, people are going to think I'm selfish or I'm greedy or I'm arrogant. Stop thinking like that. It's your dream. It's on your heart. You have the right to live your dream. You have the right to have your dream. And you also have the right to share your dream with the world. That's it.